This CoreCon training video is another in a series covering custom dashboard design using Syncfusion Bold BI. We're specifically talking about the summary style dashboards, and in this training video we're going to add another widget type to our dashboard called bar chart. To get to our custom dashboard, we have a project selected. We go down to New Project Analytics. I'm going to make sure I select a contract. There's my project. Then I'm going to click over on Custom. Creating these from scratch, we've covered in several training videos. I'm going to be adding this widget to an existing one we created in a previous video. And we're using the Projected Cost Simple dashboard. We'll preview it just to get an idea what we've done so far. And then we'll go back to the dashboard list. We'll go back to that same dashboard, and this time we're going to click Edit Dashboard. The widgets we're discussing in this training video fall under the heading Comparison, and we're going to use specifically the bar chart. The first step is just to drag that widget into our design canvas. With the focus on that widget, we go to the Properties icon, either in the toolbar or the one that falls in the top right hand corner of the widget itself. Pulls up the same tools on the far right hand side. Although we don't have to rename this bar chart at this point, we can come back and do it later. I'm going to go ahead and add it now. Then I'll switch to the Assign Data tab and select a API data source. And the one we'll be using is the CoreCon API Overview as a data source. The next step is to drag the fields listed under Measures into the bar chart's value fields. The first one we want is the Revenue Budget Revised Total. We're just going to drag that right into that little rectangle. The second field is a Prime Invoice field, and that's the Prime Invoice Approved Gross Total. Just drag that into the Values field. And the third is the Prime Invoice Approved Total. Next, we want to confirm or change the math function. So for each, we can click on the Settings icon. We'll leave these at Sum, but we do have a few other options here. We would do that for each. Make it Sum, and that one will remain Sum as well. You can change that. Now let's adjust the size a little bit by dragging the right side of the widget to the right, making that a little bit bigger. Maybe we'll drag it down a little bit too. Let's move this down a little bit more so that we can make it wider. With the focus on the widget, which you can tell by the thin blue line, we're back over in the Properties tool and having the Properties tab selected. We have another opportunity to change the name of the widget or the title. That name appears at the top left hand corner of the widget at the moment. And we're going to scroll down to the Legend settings. I want to make sure the box Show Legend is checked. And right now the position of that legend is set for auto. Let's take a look at what it would look like at the bottom. If we scroll to the Formatting section, we can also select some default colors. If you change the color, remember to click Apply. We've already set the auto font size, but we could change that for this particular widget by unchecking and altering the font size for each. We continue to scroll down. We also come to the Container Appearances. We have some options here as well. And we'll scroll down just a little bit farther and see the Container Actions. While these are up to you, there's a couple that we may not need, so we're going to uncheck those. Looks like the show header should remain. You can also see in the legend that I need to rename some of this data. So let's go back to Assign Data. We'll click on the Property setting for each and click Rename. So again, reviewing the legend, the green is the revised contract amount. That would include approved change orders. The prime invoice gross is the orange, and the prime invoice total is in pink. Let's make a little bit of change. We'll reduce down the size now. One last point is if you hover over those bars in the bar chart, you also get a summary of the amounts. Remember to click Publish to save. If you'd like to know more about this subject, we encourage you to go to the knowledge base, to leads and projects, down to project financial analytics, and to the new project analytics. This series of training videos is based on this group of knowledge base articles. This particular video focused on the bar chart widget.